it's Joe, aka Nerdfist. This is part 2 of my video of my top 10 films of 2014. Number 5, Tusk. Okay, so this movie has been called the cuddlier version of The Human Centipede, and that's pretty much what it is. And I really like this movie because it was just so crazy. There's no other movie really like it. It's kind of self-aware, it knows it's silly, it knows it's stupid, but it kind of just plays up that fact. And of course it has Michael Parks in it, who is freaking awesome. His performance in this movie was just freaking crazy. There was parts in it where he just looked at the camera and it just made me go, oh fuck. So, just for his performance alone, it's worth checking out. And then, of course, there's also Johnny Depp, who has a part in it, and of course, Jason Long, who is also really good in it. Definitely, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Number 4, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Okay, so I have loved all the Marvel movies. Some of them are a little bit better than others. I didn't really care for The Incredible Hulk all that much. The first Captain America, I liked it. I didn't love it. I thought they got the character right, although the story I felt could have been a little bit different. I liked how they made the Red Skull look. I thought it was going to be a little bit cheesy and kind of crappy, and it wasn't. I really liked the design and how they made it look. It's very true to the comic books. Winter Soldier kind of ups everything up to 11. Everything I hated about the first movie, they fixed in the second movie. It's a little bit it's not so much an action movie, it's kind of more of a spy thriller, and that's what I liked about it. They kind of took it away from the action elements of the first one, and they kind of made it more of a story-driven espionage thriller in a weird way. Even though there was a lot of action elements towards the end, for the most part, it really was kind of a spy, the Mission Impossible kind of almost weird story. I really liked that they got into the character of Black Widow a whole lot more. They kind of gave them almost like it wasn't a love story, but it almost kind of felt like one. I liked that they focused on her a little bit more. It really shows that she could really carry, a whole movie if they gave, if they gave her a Black Widow movie, which I think will probably happen at some point in the future. But I really liked it. It's leading up to Civil War, which I think is going to be freaking awesome. I can't wait for Avengers. Comes out in, just a few months now. So yeah, really liked it. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, so this was bound to be on my list. It seems like everybody loves this movie. I don't know anybody that dislikes it. It is the Marvel movie that really kind of strays the furthest away from the source material. There was a few things that they did in the movie that I wish they would have kept from the comic book, especially stuff with Star-Lord's ship, and maybe even some of the different origin stories, because Star-Lord he has a few different origin stories in the comic. So I kind of wish they might, maybe should have played a little bit more with that. But the group, everybody I loved. The casting was great. Even, Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel, who you really don't see, they really gave, really good performances, especially Vin Diesel when all he, has to say is 3 words. So, but I really loved it. To me, it felt like this is what they wanted the Star Wars prequels to be. It was a lot of fun, action, adventure, sci-fi opera. Number 2, X-Men: Days of Future Past. Okay, so again, this was another Marvel movie. So even though it's not the Marvel Studios, it is a Marvel property. I've really liked all the X-Men movies. Some people really hate on the third one. I enjoyed it for what it was. It's not my favorite one. I think Days of Future Past has definitely become my favorite X-Men movie. There was a few parts in it that I think could have been polished a little bit more. The part with Magneto on the train and the Sentinels and stuff, I thought could have been polished a little bit better. It looked really fake, really cheesy to me. But overall, I love this movie. It does stray really far from the source material, even though it is only 2 or 3. I think it's 2. Comic book arc in the comics. It originally is a Kitty Pryde story instead of a Wolverine story, but since Wolverine has kind of become the focus of the X-Men movies, it was only logical that they would go that way. I really liked it. I can't wait to see what they do in X-Men Apocalypse. Really looking forward to some new X-Men that have been hinted at. So yeah, definitely give it a watch if you haven't seen it. Number 1, The Lego Movie. So this might be a surprise to a lot of people that this is on my list. The first few trailers for the Lego movie didn't really do it for me. I didn't think it looked that good. It looked like kind of, one of the silly direct-to-video Lego movies that come out all the time, like, what was it called, Bionicle and all this other, kind of stupid stuff. Haven't really been a big fan of the Lego games. I wish they would make more of like a Minecraft type building Lego game, but that doesn't seem to be really what they're doing with the Lego video games. But everything about this movie I freaking loved, and I was really surprised by it. Maybe that's why it's at the top of my list, because it was such a surprise, because it was released in February, and January is like when they come out with the crappy movies. So maybe they didn't even think this was going to be such a big hit. But everything about it was, for lack of a better word, awesome. So I really loved it. I loved the stuff with Batman, especially the stuff between Green Lantern and Superman. I thought that was hilarious. It works on so many different levels. It's a great family movie. Little kids, there's stuff that they'll think is funny. There's stuff that adults will think is funny. And then right at the end of the movie, it throws in this father-son storyline, and it kind of becomes like a whole different movie at the end, and it's all from the point of view of this kid, dealing with his father, and his father realizing that, he's kind of neglecting his son, in a weird, I don't know, it's such a weird change right at the end. It basically just becomes a whole different movie kind of right at the end. This whole kind of live action father-son story that I freaking loved. I was just sitting there watching it just turn it into a baby, bawling like a little bitch. So definitely, if you haven't seen it, give the Lego movie a try. You might think it's a stupid animated movie for kids, but it's really good. I really loved it. And that's why it's my number one, my favorite movie of 2014. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. Let me know what your top 10 movies were of 2014. What were some of your favorites? Did I not list everything you think should have been listed? Let me know. Maybe I haven't seen everything I should have seen. I'll go check it out. Anyway, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.